Hi everyone, Alex Platt here from RegenZ, working with Wild Coast Foods in the Smallholder Farmer Starter Pack. So what we have here is our 20 kg bag of PSP fertilizer that we've given you, and this is what goes in the plant furrow before planting, which can be mixed into the soil. I've just taken a little bit of into a jug here to make it quite easy. I've got one row prepared here, which I'm going to be planting spinach seedlings which have grown out. So what you want to do is go in at one handful per seedling, and we're going in at a 20 centimeter seedling spacing. So I'm going to mix it in to the soil, mix it in with the soil there, and that is going to become one hole for our seedling. And I'm going to go 20 centimeters, grab another handful and mix it in with the soil and make a hole for the seedling to go in. And I'm just going to carry on doing this just so you can get a good idea of what it is, mixing it in with the soil, and that's another hole. A good way to ensure that you have good spacing in your rows is to measure out a piece of string and to mark on the string the 20 centimeters, so that when you line up your string, you have two pegs at each end of the row, which I'm sure you know, and you can see where each mark is, and that's where you're going to put your seedling, and that's to ensure you have even spacing throughout your rows. In a row like this, we've got a 1 meter, it's about a 1 meter row. You can have two furrows created, where we would create another one on this side so that it's 20 centimeters this way and 20 centimeters this way. This is an idea of what a good seedling plug looks like. All of the medium has held tight into the roots. As you can see, the roots have developed well. And all I'm going to do is pop one into each of the holes now and leave it open. So if you've got some assistance with you on your farm, you're going to just pop them in there, and you're going to wait to come in with your first application of the liquid fertilizer. Hi everyone. So at this stage of planting, we're going to be mixing our liquid fertilizers. We have supplied you with pop-up, which goes in at planting. At this stage of the planting phase, we have supplied you with Seabrix NPK, and we have supplied you with RegenZ. Spray pop-up for 3 weeks post-planting, once a week. I'll tell you how to mix the ratios, and post that, you're going to then transition to Seabrix NPK and RegenZ alternating weekly. So when mixing pop-up, you're going to go in at a 1% solution. Because we've given you a 16-liter knapsack spray, 1% of that equals 160 milliliters. Okay, so with pop-up, before you measure it out into your measuring cup, you're going to give it a good shake. Because these products have blends of different raw materials, they sometimes split, so you want to give it a good shake. Then you're going to measure it out. Your lid is 30 milliliters, that holds 30 milliliters of product. But what I'm going to do here is use a measuring jug, which is a lot easier. I'm going to pour 160 milliliters in here, which is a little bit over. Pour that back in there. 60 milliliters in this jug. I'm pouring it into the knapsack. And once I've done that, I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to give the knapsack a good shake in order to mix the product around with the water. Okay, so once we've got our product mix, we're going to come and spray it. And what you need to be conscious of is the distance at the nozzle from the seedling, and you just want to make sure that the product covers the seedling and the soil surrounding sufficiently. This product is pop-up and it is for early stage plant development. Ensure that it's sufficiently covered. If you have some extra hands, it's nice for someone to come and close the furrow immediately after you've sprayed to ensure that the transplant shock is minimal. So when we move on to our foliar applications of Cbrix NPK and RegenZ, you want to ensure that the spray is sufficiently covering as much of the plant as possible, and this is going to improve photosynthesis and nutrient uptake. So what I'm going to do, this is not ideal conditions because it's a little bit windy, but you're just going to spray and walk. You can try keep a constant speed, which will allow you to be even across your entire farm. Instead of focusing on plant by plant, you just walk and spray so that each plant gets a sufficient cover, and you keep your distance, which monitors your application rates. A 16-liter knapsack should cover your 300 square meter plot, but if you have leftover product, you can always go over again, or maybe save it for a day or two and apply it again in order to not waste. So when you have applied your first application of pop-up, you're then going to do the exact same mixing technique that I showed you with pop-up, but just doing it with Cbrix NPK and RegenZ, going in at the same ratio of 160 milliliters per application per knapsack, and that 16 liters should cover your 300 square meter plot, which is around about this size. Good luck.